Brightest blessings, everyone. Psychic medium Elizabeth Grove, the Paranormal Priestess. Welcome to the Paranormal Priestess YouTube channel, and thank you so much for joining me today. And if you are new to the channel, welcome. My name is Elizabeth. I am a medium, divine channeler, spirit extractor specialist, white witch, and divine alchemist. And I also happen to be a divine feminine on the path of ascension, coming to you straight from the spirit chair, and always so very happy to be here, so moved to be. Thank you very much for your connection. Thank you to those of you who have subscribed to the channel. Those of you who have not subscribed, maybe you're new. Maybe you'll think about subscribing. I would love to be able to have you here. I really do love reading your comments, so thank you for leaving your feedback below. I think it's always wonderful to be able to discuss things in a very positive way and to support others who are on the journey. So thank you. And for those of you who have emailed me privately who felt that was the way to go with that, thank you. Thank you so much for taking the time to reach out. So even if it's not for a particular service, just to reach out by email to let me know how these videos and how my work has impacted your life. I really do appreciate that authentically. And I just want to say thank you for seeing my light. Thank you for seeing me, my weird self, my crazy self, doing some pretty unique work. And it's really so amazing to be able to be of service and to help people to move forward, to help people understand their journey, help people out of very dark situations when there's attachment or demonic possession. So I said I do some crazy things, crazy work. It does get crazy, I have to say, at times. But I am really just very honored, and I'm going to continue doing what I do, and I'm going to keep on upping the level and, going beyond and seeing where this path leads me. So thank you very much. Let's talk about the messages for January. Okay, so because there's a lot that's going to be going on, it's going to be very intense, not to scare anyone. I think I often say about how intense it's going to get, but yeah, it's going to be intense because we're going to have some planetary influence there it's definitely going to come into play. So we're going to talk about the key themes for January, what's going on, what to expect, how you can better work with it. We have a couple of retrogrades. So I know a lot of you are familiar with the Mercury retrograde. So we will be having a Mercury retrograde from January 14th to February 3rd. Give or take, there are a couple of weeks before and after where there's a shadow period, sometimes even 3 weeks. But we also already are in a Venus retrograde. So the Venus retrograde started on December 19th. That will be going through to January 29th. And so we have Venus. Now, Venus rules everything goddess, right? So Venus is love, relationships, beauty, attractiveness, intimacy, sex, luxury, abundance, really pleasures of all kinds. So that's going to be going backwards. And then we have Mercury, which rules the mind, communication, movement, journeying. That's going back. Right, so already we have the Mercury retrograde and the Venus retrograde working together. But we have something really exciting that's going to be happening. We have a really important transit, I would say a major transit that's going to be happening, Jupiter in Pisces. Now, Jupiter in Pisces, that already started as well, December 28th. It will be going through to May 10th. We'll also see it return October 28th to December 28th, this is fantastic, to be honest with you. And we're going to be putting this all together. But Jupiter in Pisces really is, if I had to give a title to 2022, like what is the theme of 2022? I would say 222, dreams come true. That's really what Jupiter in Pisces really supports, dreams coming true. Okay, because Jupiter is the planet of luck, the planet of expansion, of growth, of abundance, of that big energy. And then we have Pisces. So if it's in the sign of Pisces, it's a watery sign. And so think dreams, emotions, creativity, right? Even your intuition, right? All things that are connected to water, receptivity, going within, mysticism, learning about spirituality, mysticism, the occult, all of that. So there's going to be just huge growth, huge expansion, huge luck when it comes to those areas. So that's a big wow factor to me, I have to say. So all of these are going to be all put together, and so let's talk about some of the things that I know will be influencing. So I have some of my notes here just so I don't forget anything. But let's talk about some of with the love themes, which are going to be huge. Now, I know many of you who watch my videos are in twin flame connections because you're on the Ascension journey. So you can call it twin flame, you can call it beloved, you can call it counterpart, whatever wording fits it for you. But I'll use twin flame. For some of you, this will also be for soulmate partnerships, but even for other people who, because this channel is really for everyone, but for those people who have love interests, the energy here is going to be slow love energy. So it's going to take its time, okay, because it's going backwards. So there's going to be just not being ready yet, right? Going over things. Non-contact, really. So I would say be very patient here because you want things to be well prepared, right? And sometimes it requires us going back over into things, going back into our past, going back into things that no longer serve, right? Because that's how we're able to release and we're able to transform and go up higher, which is what this ascension path is all about, going higher, taking on more light. So the energy will be slow moving. There's going to be going over things in your head, having to really release old wounds. It could be grief, it could be regrets and guilt from past relationships. It could be releasing old stories that just don't fit anymore. They're very limiting about relationship, about love, about sex. Programming, all of that sort of thing. This is going to be really helpful, especially we have the Mercury retrograde with it, of bringing about closure. Like when we go through these retrograde periods, they do bring about closures. And that's good, right? We want that closure there because then it can open up new energy and something new can come in, a new beginning can happen. So, the realization of repetitive choices and behaviors that haven't worked in the past or even in the present, patterns, cycles, all connected to love, to relationship, to beauty, to sex, even to abundance. But I'm getting a lot of just relationship energy and having to deal with that area. So closure with partners can take place here. It doesn't have to be just that it's a closure with someone in the physical. It could be closure with a karmic partnership. It could mean endings for a karmic partnership, and just having that be finalized, a divorce finalized, words spoken, things needing to be said. If it's not in that way, it can be closure with, okay, I'm going to release this person from my thoughts now. Whatever emotions I have connected to her or him, I now can process this and release it, right? To witness it, to be able to witness it and then release it so you can heal. So there might be more of that needs to be done, other layers to deal with, which is fine, right? We're not timing this journey. If you are timing this journey, it's going to be about releasing control for you. It's going to be about releasing attachment for you. So yes, closures. It could be on the physical level. It could be at the inner level, and this will prepare you. This will prepare you so that you can move forward in a higher way with a higher partner into a more sacred connection, sacred partnership, twin flame, soulmate. Sacred partnership, a spiritual partnership, more in depth, right? Feeling someone, connecting with someone on all levels, not just surface level. But in order to get there, right, there might be some release, some other layers that are really needing to get your attention. So this is a time of going within, right, that watery energy of Pisces, Mercury retrograde, going back into those layers, into your thoughts. So this is going to be a good time to be more with the self and to explore what is coming up for you and for your journey. What is really wonderful about this, though, is that it also has the capacity to deepen partnerships. All right, there's the change there. So a twin flame partnership, for instance, there could be a deepening of that understanding between the two, a deepening of that love, of that passion, of that connection, and expanding the intimacy of it, understanding more so of the beauty of it, right? And think this is beautiful, and I think it's really helpful here when Venus goes retrograde that it could bring something like that. So there's going to be an understanding, there's going to be more clarity, deeper and higher meanings connected to beauty, love, and attraction, and there's going to be the redefining this, all right? So needed, right? Especially if you're on a spiritual path. It's about a spiritual partnership, definitely needed. And remember, of course, the first relationship and the most important relationship is with yourself. So redefining that, how you perceive it, how you relate to that, okay? Expanding yourself past superficialism, right? Superficialism with beauty, with attractiveness, with lower forms of sex, lust, seduction, all those things. Habits, behaviors, choices, all related to that. Releasing illusions, okay? Anything that's been distorted with that. Sexual manipulation, and really embracing the purity of the goddess, the sacred love, the sacred partnership that you have with your own self, and the sacred partnership that you are then able to have with another. Deepening that, going deep, diving deep. That's really very, very prominent for January is diving deep into that. Redefining the pleasures and luxuries of life. So what do you deem as pleasure in your life? What have you in the past deemed as pleasure? How has that changed? What does not serve you? What does not feel right anymore? Okay, and it's going to be really understanding that. Maybe it's going to be hard to understand that, come to grips with that. But that's what these transits, these retrogrades are here for, so that way you can understand it. So that way it's not a part of your reality any longer, right? It's not a part of your thinking. It's not a part of how you feel. It's not what resonates anymore. Therefore, it's not going to be a part of your physical reality and what you're going to attract and manifest any longer. So that's a great thing, okay? So think about themes of distortion with value, how you've connected with value. Perhaps it's been around popularity, the distortion, the distorted thinking with that, false identity or image, superficiality, right? Maybe there's been people in your space that are no longer in the highest good. Maybe you've seen yourself in this particular light and you're realizing that it's very surface level. Maybe you've placed value in the wrong areas and you're going to have a redefining of what value means, what it means for you to be a valuable person. And how that definition has changed with relationship, how you value relationship, what you deem is important in relationship. So that is something, luxuries of life. And for some, is it about, maybe you were too materialistic? Was it too much about money? Was it too much about popularity? Was it too much about those superficial things, right? Has there been too much of this distorted influence from 3D society there? Whatever it is, there's going to be transformation there, which is really very important. So some of the questions to ask, like, how can you enjoy your life more, right? How can you authentically feel pleasure in your life? How can you feel fulfilled? There's going to be changes there. Right? How can you enjoy life in the deepest sense? Does life perhaps need to be simplified? Do necessary boundaries and balance need to come in, right? Maybe more self-care, less distractions, less diversions in your life. Maybe life is way too noisy and you really need to put in that time for yourself to think, to feel, to go deeper with certain things, to really understand what it is that you really desire deep within your heart, deep within your soul, right? Putting anyone else's judgments and opinions aside. So there's going to be a lot, like I said, diving deep into things. And this is really going to help. The inner worlds, the spiritual worlds. Okay, now I'm excited. The spiritual world, the mysticism, the occult, the magic, right? Seeking answers. Where do you seek those answers, actually? You seek, they can really only be, you can only really seek for answers within first. Because if you try to seek them on the outside, you're really lacking those answers. You need to find those answers, search for those answers within first. And then the physical reality you'll be able to understand. So going within, making that time for yourself, there's going to be people who are going to be more meditative with these energies. Pay attention to your higher self, pay attention to your spiritual guides or angels, or explore that area more. Maybe for those of you who enjoy rituals and crystals and candles and learning more about the esoteric, that's going to be coming in also prominently with these energies. So there's going to be expansion with your gifts, learning about your gifts, your abilities, some of those things that you have that have not been expressed to the world yet, right? Or maybe they have been, but you're just going to be going to another level. And that's really exciting. For those of you who work with prayer, for those who love prayers and decrees and things like that, that's going to be front and center also with these energies, working with your dreams as well. We have the watery energy of Pisces. So pay attention to your dreams in January. You might want to journal some of them. Pay attention to signs, synchronicities within your dreams. But also pay attention to the signs and synchronicities in the outer world. The 1111s, the 1122s, the 3333s, or 111s, or the numbers, the names, the birthdays, things people say all of a sudden randomly on the street that you're like, wow, that could be a sign. Or, wow, I just heard my twin's name, or I just saw their birthday, or I keep on seeing these same numbers. Or something comes up on television or in a movie, and just weirdly it just makes sense to where you are in your journey. Pay attention to those, okay? And it's good to be a healthy skeptic, but synchronicities and signs, they really do exist, and it really is a way for our team, for Source, for our higher selves to get our attention. And guaranteed, if you follow the signs and trust those signs, you cannot go wrong. If you follow your intuition, you cannot go wrong. Your inner guidance always knows the way forward. Your inner guidance knows the journey already. Okay, so for some it might be also about trusting in your intuition, or trusting the signs, synchronicities, and dreams and things. Things like telepathy, right? Now, in case some twins don't know, some beloveds don't know, telepathy is extremely prominent. We all have different levels of the telepathy. A lot of it does take place very easily at night, especially when you're lying down. The world is quiet, right? You go within and trust. If you are hearing another voice within your mind talking to you, or if you're feeling a sensual touch, if you're having emotions, you're just feeling that love or some kind of emotion out of nowhere, trust it, guys. It's real. You wouldn't believe how many people that I read for, that I channel for, are just like, oh, thought maybe I was getting psychically attacked, or I thought maybe I was just making these conversations up in my head. I'm just like, no. That is not what I'm getting. That's certainly not what your team is saying. It's certainly not what Archangel Michael is saying. You can trust that. And there's going to be definitely more telepathy and more of that intuitive type of activity that's going to take place in January. Okay? So pay attention to the psychic visions, some of the flashes that you just see. It could be related to your mission, it could be related to your beloved, it could be related to your purpose, it could be related to your team trying to get your attention, maybe loved ones on the other side. Pay attention to all the clairs, the sight, the knowing, clairaudience, hearing, feeling your empathic nature, which is going to be very strong in January. Take the time to be open would be great. Take the time. Be receptive. Learn to trust it. Learn about your gifts more. Study about them more. But there's a lot of things that you can't read in books. Sometimes it's just about experiencing, being open to experience. So that's how you can work with that. You're going to be thinking a lot about how can I be of more service to humanity, right? So you're going to be getting a lot of insights and guidance on how you can step into purpose, or perhaps deeper into purpose. What changes are there for you to make? How can you shine your light brighter? How can you be more of a leader in the world? Are there any distortions with your work, or you're not doing the work that's really your purpose? Or are you doing the work, but yet there's more for you, right? So there might be some changes there. You might require some expansion with that. Be open to the new creative ideas, more information coming in, more knowledge to help you step into your power. You're going to be very, very much in the creative mode in January, all right? And it always feels good to have that spark of energy that turns into a fire, creating. So writing or painting or playing music or whatever it is, all forms of creativity, all right? For many people, I get this in readings a lot, some hobbies are put aside. It could be hobbies from childhood, and they come back around. They could be a part of your purpose, or even just a part of what's really helpful for your healing. But creativity really does bring joy. It really does feed the soul. I know for me, I'm a poet. I play the guitar. I sing. I dance as well. I love to belly dance. And that's something that I have put down for some time. Even the guitar I put down for some time. And so those are things that are a part of me, and they will always be a part of me. So what are those things that you've always enjoyed doing? Even if it's a long time ago, guaranteed, when we go through these retrogrades, some things will work themselves back, okay? They will work themselves back into your reality, okay, for a reason. Lastly, cleaning your space up. Okay, so we hear a lot about this one with Mercury retrograde. We know a lot of computers can get cockeyed, right? And traffic sucks during Mercury retrograde, and you kind of have to rethink your words or recheck your emails before you send them. And sometimes, scheduling gets weird, or oh, I thought you meant that when you meant that. And sometimes conversations kind of go in this weird direction or awkward direction where, oh, I didn't mean that. Oh, well, I took it as that, or so don't get yourself crazy about that. It's bound to happen. You'll be fine. There will just need a reclarification with some things. You may need to leave a little earlier to avoid some traffic things. You may need to back up your computers and things like that. It's a great time to clean out emails, or really clean out anything. Clean your space out. Clean out the clutter. That's the physical clutter. That's also, if there's clutter in your head, there's also, it could be clutter in all ways. So if people that are no longer serving you in your space and environment, it's going to be about cleaning, sweeping it out. There's my oak my oak broom back there. Cleaning out the space, sweeping out the space. You can actually sweep out the space if you do have a broom. Okay, there's lots of ways, right? Energetically cleaning out the space too, whether it be broom, whether it be Palo Santo, frankincense. There's sage as well. There's using selenite crystals. I mean, there's using different rays of light. There's so many different ways, but clean up time. That is going to be also big thing. All right, cleaning out old materials that you no longer use, anything that has been just building up. Maybe you have some clothes to give away, maybe papers to throw out, things to donate. Donations are always really nice and well needed, especially what's going on in the world now, right? And I have to say, Archangel Uriel is a great archangel to help you with structure, to gain more structure in your life, to get things organized. And so Archangel Uriel might be someone you want to call upon. Archangel Uriel is connected to the element of earth. So there you have it. Those are the key themes for January. But before I end, hopefully you made it to the end of this video, I'd like to actually share a light language with all of you that are going, this light language transmission is actually going to help with what's going on with these planetary influences, to help you to work with it better. Okay, and for those of you who don't know what light language is, let me explain just briefly what light language is, because you might be like, what is that weird language, right? It's nothing to be afraid of. Light language is a cosmic language, okay? So from different planets, there's also angelic kinds of light language, transmission. So think sound, think frequency. It's more about that frequency. It's not about defining it word for word. It's the sound and how it activates different parts of you, your auric field, your multidimensional bodies, different parts of you. And it has the ability to release energy, has the ability to upgrade energy. It has the ability to help you with your gifts, help with awareness and clarity. It can really do so much, to be honest with you. I could go on with that. But it's very helpful for healing, for shifting, for activating. Okay? All right, so I'm going to get started now with this transmission to help all of you guys with this energy for January. And you can just set the intention that you wish to accept this transmission, and I'm setting the intention that this transmission will be for the highest good of all who are watching this video. Ekrosusuma krete senatu mekeni shrasum. Akrakrosumba kodrostikia tu shekenikia susumoa. Etu kushrasataki rasanikra trutu shekenesumboya. Ekura kresesia rasunduya kiresumotua listesia trasekia. Etu susumia krutubishia kra. Oya, akradasa sundua shikin ditua kradadesia dratu rosopeyaro mekaro firayashinya. Hera krotopesia tu grasu nutu shikradrisa tararukua. Ela sumba kranikia tua kraso aya. Adragasaka begadroshumeatu isnuasha. E crisi sindu shrakinikuwa. Dogara que gasisia trakatika sia ayu Chrisniwa. Ekreto bikine shinko yakisa atoko oria kresenia rasa que atua cresindre shiarsi. Edukua edrakatnike sisi edukune karasa sundu begera sundu shikredre siatrnika thu koratnukua kredesate no tunga kresasa etiki shikinire ki susuma eduko begalasa kiatro kokakeshne Anro soa du shikaraduba frakania sasanya etukadre kasinha trokua kia dragatunwa kerashi asunduare kerasa sedrasum Ufro bacano noa, tu cosa che ti garashin yo akrasanya, tu kunra sakne kira shumba karai kwa fakriasta ki akhrut bakreti nikiatis. Andu tu akatea la shukumya nyakiak nyoshi sek nyakyosia. Atrukuya knisan ukari knikirisu tuishia krisin. Brubushi. Andra kendra que se quedara con rupique ay que ruguadra sale de la sondu beshnie. Dasa sin que a kundu bagasia kronia creatisia adroso. De que se que beketroshi que se sia dregnia crucia. Adro corsania credesina kia at the gushi mekaran duba and the duasasun duashmusum. Agnet nekat negatush negarasa kia drosa yakrandu moshika nekiasiatia edrokosaka retikesh nekratro sundra credesia tushanie hufra dukushia kretikadasi draknuashi katrikeshi dasasu nekia dakurtu shiadro sungar kinakeatu shratu bikiresia. Fruto shikara sukto shnikat dushikra o dushikra trikesi dokhshakra to be yakara rakasakadre tua hey hokrat kundas nekidra kayale tua knesai ku to kuasa esua etu saka ikire to be kadra sumba funu to be yakne te kishia rokra yakra to besasea. Deep breath in, let out, transmissions complete. And I didn't mention before also many of the hand motions and the body motions, the mudras and things are also a part of the transmission as well. And I hope that you really enjoyed it. I hope that it helps you move forward on your journey and assist you in the highest ways that you need at this time. I am here. If anyone wishes to contact me for sessions, for reading sessions, extraction work, I usually do not do the extraction work during a Mercury retrograde with that, but if you are having issues with attachments or any of the darker stuff, I can supply you actually with the rituals that I have written, some tools that you could work with, even if I can't step in quite yet. And I'm here for light language or personal light language sessions as well. So I am booking up January rather quickly. If you'd like to get on my schedule, please contact me. All of my information will be in the description below, along with my social media. The paranormalpriestess.com is the website and is really the best way to get in contact with me. And I would love to be able to meet you. Thank you so much. And remember, from the heart of the darkness is born the light. 2022, all about wishes coming true. So mote it be. Take care, and I will see you soon. Happy New Year. Bye.